Hi, I'm Paco, and you're watching Bad Witch Books. Hey guys, it is time for the April TBR, which is crazy. It is already the end of March, so it feels like we're knocking through these months. It's going to be 2027 any minute now. Now, let's get to this TBR. So, I am helping Atia, Booking It with Atia, her channel. She has a readathon for the Read Your Library Readathon. It is a readathon focused on like reading your library, using your library as much as you can, and it is collaborative. The Discord, I'm gonna have her video where she talks about everything linked down below. Definitely watch that video. But in that readathon, I don't think it's teams based, but I know it's not teams based. There will be a lot of sprints going on, so you guys definitely should check it out and check out all the other co-hosts. But there are like two different things you can complete. You can complete the bingo board, which I'll be doing one of the bingo boards. I'm going to do easy mode because there's like 3 different modes you could play. I was going to originally do medium mode, but I also am trying to do Aurelium, so I'm going to do easy mode. But there's this bingo board, and then there's also, I think, the service desk checkout version, which has a bunch of different challenges as well. And that's here. This is the bingo board. Secondly, and the easy mode is just getting like one bingo on here, and so that's what I'm going to try to do. I am also doing Aurelium as I do every year, and I am on my last year of necromancy, and I've done 4 years of necromancy, so I'm going to try to finish strong. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so I have my on my laptop my notes app open, which has my TBR, and I also have on my laptop all the prompt things I need to do. So we're gonna try. I tried to combine prompts, not from I just both different. Like if a book can beat, one prompt for the bingo board, one prompt for William. That was the goal. So let's get to it, shall we? So the first book I have to talk about is for Books with Atia's, Booking It with Atia's for the Readathon, for the Read Your Library bingo board cover art. I am rereading Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I am doing a somewhat light rereadathon with Princess, where we're trying to knock out a lot of Cassandra Clare's books, and we're starting with The Infernal Devices, my favorite trilogy of hers. We read Clockwork Angel this month, last in March, and this month we're reading the sequel, Clockwork Prince. This follows Tessa in I think the 1800s. Yeah, Victoria, London, and this book series is old as hell, but I love it, and I love this cover art. So it fits the cover art for the Read Your Library bingo board. And then for Aurelium, it fits my class that it fits is Demonology. Common demonic dwellings is the course focus. And if you notice in the background is the Institute, and the prompt is to read a book with a house on the cover, and all the characters live in the Institute. So I'm considering that a house. Argue with your mama, not me. So we got 2 points for that. There's no point system. It's just how I'm operating. Okay, so the next book I have here is Iona Gray's I, Medusa. I didn't read the description of Clockwork Prince because that is a sequel. We're not reading sequel synopsises. Iona Gray, I, Medusa. Maiden, Mistress, Monster, Myth. Medi has spent her whole life as a footnote in someone else's story. Out of place next to her beautiful immortal sisters and her parents, both gods and albeit minor ones, she dreams of leading her family's owl for a life of adventure. So when she catches the eye of the goddess Athena, who invites her to train as an esteemed priestess in her temple, Medi leaps at the chance to see the world beyond her home. In the colorful market street of Athens and the clandestine chambers of the temple, Medi flourishes in her role as Athena's favorite acolyte, getting the first taste of purpose and power. But when she is noticed by another Olympian, Poseidon, the course of Medi's promising future is suddenly and erratically altered. When her locks are transformed into snakes as punishment for a crime she did not commit, Medusa must embrace a new identity, not victim, but as a vigilante, and with it, the chance to write her own story as mortal mater myth. Martyr Miss. Exploding with rage, heartbreak, and love, Medusa portrays a young woman caught in the crossroads between her heart's deepest desire and the cruel, careless gambit games the Olympian gods play. So Medusa fits the retelling for the bingo board, and for the magical readathon for William, it fits restorative restoration, which is to ask for a 5-star, 5-star titles and pick one. I asked for Princess for some 5 stars, and one of her current 5 stars is Medusa, and so this fits for that. It's a retelling for the Read Your Library Readathon, so it fits for that bingo board. For that prompt on the bingo board. Okay, so the next book I have here is Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is the 3rd book in the Emily Wilde trilogy, which is about Emily Wilde, who is a study of fairy, and this is the final book in the series. I won't read the description because it is the final book in the series. I read the 2nd book this month in March and enjoyed it. I enjoyed the 1st book, I think, the most so far, and I am very excited for. And I know this also is a prompt for the Read Your Library. I just gotta get to it's not you. I'm not looking for you. Sorry, my computer wants to be difficult. And that's not the app I'm trying to open. God damn it. The prompt for Emily Wilde's 3rd book is award worthy. I believe this was up for a Goodreads Choice Award last year for one of the prompts. So I'm like, hey, that counts as award worthy. So I am trying to do. So I've got cover art, award worthy, and a retelling. So I just need one word title and favorite color, which we're doing favorite color next. So for favorite color, it is not fitting for William, but my reading planner that I'm using has a moonlight, full moon reading challenge, and for every full moon, which has a name, you have a prompt for it. For the month of April, which is the pink moon, is to read a book with pink, like a majority on the cover, and then it also happens to work with Read Your Library. Favorite color is on this bingo board. My favorite color is pink, if you did not already know from every thing on my channel, and I am going to be reading Bridget Kindly's The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. It was a gift. It's got pink, and so it's fitting. So I'll read the description of this. When Orsic Mordaunt, member of the Furin's Order of Assassin, falls ill, he realizes he needs the expertise of a very specific healer. As fate would have it, the healer belongs to the enemy faction of the Helena Order. Orina Fierthmin and her fellow Hellions are inundated by 6 children suffering from an outbreak of the previously long-forgotten pox. Unable to get the funding needed to launch an immunization program, the Order is desperate for money, so desperate that when Ulrich breaks into their headquarters to bribe her to heal him, she is forced to accept. As Ulrich and Aurelian, these names, work together to solve not only the illness but the mystery reoccurrence of the pox, they find themselves suddenly denying their attraction, which only fuels the tension between them. So that is a prompt for for the Read Your Library bingo board and for my moon challenge. So next on here is so that is a one-word title. For Read Your Library, the last book I need is a book with one-word title, and I have 12 friend recommendation challenge, which I am not doing great on. As of now, I've only read one of the 3 prompts that one of the 3 books I was supposed to have read already, but I will be reading Honky, I believe is the title of this book. It is right here. It is a graphic novel, and it was recommended to me by Katie, so I appreciate that, and that is a one-word title, and I am excited for it, especially since it's a graphic novel. Okay, so now all we just mainly got is my last prompts for magical. So the next prompt is, if I could look on my notes here. So it is bestseller. So I hate that I did it this way because Okay, currently on a bestseller list is Spells and Incantations, and I am doing We Who Will Die by Saskia Stark. I'm reading this for my book club. If you are in the Elk Grove area, a seat at the table. I host a book club, and for the month of April, it is the Romantasy Book Club. We'll be reading We Who Die by Saskia Stark on the 24th. It's the fourth Sunday of every month. We meet at 4 p.m. at a seat at the table book club, if you're in the area. So the description goes, ruled by their vampiric emperors, life in the perilous Thorn district is at a constant battle for Avery and her family. So when offered a chance to save her brother's life, she takes a magical vow it will bind her to the impossible, kill the emperor. But to get close to him, she must enter the Sundering, an arena where only the fastest, strongest, and deadliest survive long enough to be selected for the Emperor's elite guard. As the stakes get higher and secrets emerge, she quickly draws the ire of Primus, a powerful figure charged with protecting the Emperor, while also finding herself dependent on the Emperor's sadistic son, Rorik, to hone her growing powers. With Aurealia's destiny deeply entwined with the two vampires, she must unravel a conspiracy that will challenge everything she thought she knew about herself, but only if she complete her mission and survive the arena. I saw this on an Amazon bestsellers list, so that is what this book is for. So the next prompt I have is the book for, it is Animal Studies, which is to read a book with wolves on the cover, title, content, and I am reading The Wolf King by Finn Logman. Gorgeous cover. So, a noble knight hiding the beast inside, a lonely king isolated by courtiers, between them an impossible gulf surmountable only by the twists and turns of relentless destiny in the spellbinding retelling of Marie de la France's classic 12th entry tale of romance and adventurer. The wolf sickness strikes away without warning, stealing Bevert's body and confusing his mind. Since boyhood, he hasn't dared leave his isolated holding, not to beg the return of his father's lost estate, not to seek the brotherhood among the court, not even to win the knighthood he yearned for. But when the new king ascends, he must deliver his kiss to fealty or answer for the failure. Half in exile himself, the young king is intrigued by an uneasily rough-hewn nobleman. Belvert seems to be a perfect knight, bold, strong, and merciful. But he keeps the secret close, and the king's longings are not for counsel alone. As his fascination grows, the barriers between them multiply until one day the brief vanishes beyond reach. Battling depression and grief, the king stands alone to face the greatest threats to his kingdom, with only duty to his people between him and ruin. Duty and the steadfast loyalty of the strangest wolf. So, I'm intrigued to read this. It's gay. It's got wolves. Okay, I got a couple more books left. Okay, so the next book we have here is Conjuration, which is an enticing book you see on social media. So I was scrolling through social media and I saw this post. It's going to be somewhere here if I still have the post. And it was 7 Deadly Thorns. And I have 7 Deadly Thorns, and that's what we're going to read. Violet Sinclair has seen her life in her shadow magic her whole life. Discovery means certain death, for in the kingdom of Argolia, dark magic is forbidden. When the queen finds out Violet's secret, she sends the royal assassin to kill her. He is given a cursed tattoo, 7 thorns on his arm. For the 7 days he has to complete his deadly task. If he fails, he will be the one to die. The assassin is Rose Robecourt, entitled prince and arrogant fellow student at Vanderbilt Academy, at Viola's mortal enemy. And the chance to strike Viola down is at Rose's fingertips, but he needs something from Viola, and he's willing to spare her life and fake their engagement to get it. Forced to work together, Viola and Rose uncover a terrible secret, sinister threats, and an incredible attraction. Can they learn to trust each other in the time to save themselves and bring light back to Argolia, and devastating enemies to love or romance? So this is the pick for that, and it's also a fairy loot book. I'm trying to read through my fairy loot books at least one a month. Let me see okay, so the next prompt is a book I do not have. Sorry you guys, technical difficulties on my end. Okay, so next is a book for a prompt I hate spiritually, and that is for a dystopia. Okay, so Laura is to read a dystopia or utopia book, and I am going to be reading Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 2, Mother Made Me. If you do not know, so DC has the Absolute Universe, which is a alternate, like a side universe, and it's like, what if the bad guys win? It's where our main continuity, the main continuity of DC, is run on Superman energy and hope. This is ran on Darkseid energy, like negative energy, and everything's twisted. So in this world, Wonder Woman was not raised on Themyscira or Paradise Island. Instead, she was raised in Hell by the witch Circe, and I love Volume 1, so I'm excited to read Volume 2, but that counts as dystopian to me. I think the only prompt I have that I have not found a book for was for a day of the week in it, i.e. Friday, for Inscription. I'm going to try to read that before August, or September, because I can't add any more books to this list. I have one more book, and it's not for this readathon, but I just can't, so I choose not to. So the last book I have on here, I have 2 more books actually. So I have A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle Jensen, A Saga of the Unfated, Book 1. This is a book I am reading with Princess and Helen. We are trying to do a book club. Have we not read 2 of the 3 books already? Maybe. But that was a series that we were like, aren't going to not focus on. So we're just going to try again with the next series, which is this duology. So we're starting with A Fate Inked in Blood. Bound in the unwatered marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish but dreaming of becoming a warrior and putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the region's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son Bjorn. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deep secret. She possesses a drop of goddess blood, which makes her a shield maiden with magic capable of repelling any attack. And as it has been foretold, such magic will unite the fractured nature of Scotland beneath the one who controls the Shield Maiden's fate. Believing his destiny is to rule Scotland as king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, will be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust or for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her people's destiny, but the fate of all the people she has sworn to protect. So I'm intrigued to read this. I've heard really good things about this series, so I am ready to get started on that. And then the last book is the book I'm going to try to read, even though I won't be going to the book clubs for it. My IRL book club that with my library, I won't be going to like the next 2 meetings, is reading Her Hidden Fire, which is like a dragon fantasy YA book that I want to try to get to. But that is all I'm reading this month, hopefully. I will actually be reading this month. A really slow reading month in March. So we're hoping to counteract that. What are you guys reading? If you are please reading in the Read Your Library Readathon, let me know. I will be doing sprints. I'll be hopping in the sprints of the other co-host who, like I said, watch Atia's original video. I'm so excited to participate. I'm so thankful she asked me to participate. You guys will see sprints on this channel that are dedicated to it, and there will be other sprints that I will be popping in as well. I post new videos every Friday, and I appreciate the follow if you have not, or comment down below what you guys are reading this month, or if you've read any of these books, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!